Sayyidina Uqba bin Amir radiyallahu anhu, a well-known Sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he says, once I asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, man najah? Ya Rasulullah, what will provide us protection? Protection against what? Against sins, fitnahs in this life, and thus there will be a protection against the punishment in the akhirah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam advised him to do three things in order to have the najat, to be saved, to be protected. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam started with Amlik alayka lisanak. The first thing you have to do and learn is control your tongue. The second thing, وَلْيَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ. Stay at your home. Number three, وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِيئَتِكَ. Cry for the sins that you have committed. Three beautiful advices from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam to be protected against all the evils, against all the fitnahs. The first, as we see in the hadith, is controlling our tongue. And we talked about it yesterday in the light of few hadiths. The second thing that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam advised him was وَلْيَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ, which literally means your house should be wide enough for you. Means to stay at your home. Your home is enough for you to be at, rather than just thinking always of going out here and there for no reason. We know nowadays when we are free, and unfortunately it looks like at a time when everyone cries that I'm so busy. You talk to anyone, everyone is busy. But at the same time, I find this a very amazing fact. A very amazing fact that everyone has time that doesn't know what to do with it. With that very busy schedule as we claim it, we have time that we don't know what to do with this time. And therefore, then we start planning of going out. Depending on how much time the person has, we will go for shopping, we'll just go to a mall. Is it something that you like to buy? No, we're just going for outing. And more time than just go somewhere further away. As our youth will use the term kill time. That where are you going? I'm just going to kill some time. Don't know what to do with time. They want to kill the time. And amazing really is this terminology, and this language is also the words that are using for it. Killing time. In reality, time is killing us. Time is killing us, because as the time is passing, we are getting closer to our death. Every second we are closer to our death. Every day, that day is gone, and we are much closer to our death than we were yesterday. We are 24 hours ahead of in our journey, closer to our grave and closer to our death. Time is killing us. And then we want to kill the time because we don't know what to do with the time. And that is the time when most of the people, they would like to go out, not for necessities, just because they don't know what to do with time. Of course, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not stopping us for going out for our necessities, or even for going for a walk, for going for something to enjoy something. But if a person is just going because he doesn't know what to do with time, So let's just go here and there. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is advising us that get into the habit of spending time at home. Spending time at home, why? Because as soon as we go out, then we are opening the doors of all the evils and fitnahs to ourselves. It's a place of fitnah. As soon as we go out, a person will start getting involved in different things. But of course, this is also if our houses, we kept our houses free of fitnah. Otherwise, if a person is sitting home and just watching TV, then this house is also a place of fitnah. If at home we are just doing haram and we haven't established anything of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our homes, then even the house is a place of fitnah. Subhanallah, just imagine in that situation when even the houses are places of fitnah, what is happening to our children? They go out, they are in fitnah, they come in, they are fitnah. There is no place when they are saved from the fitnah. So they are spending their life, they are just growing in fitnahs. And they are just growing with sins. Really, I mean, a quick look at how a normal child is growing over here in a Muslim family, you will see that the child is just growing in and with sins. Continuously the child is involved in sins day and night. And then as they grow, then we start complaining that children don't want to obey us. Really, if they obey us and if they come to the deen of Allah, it's a miracle of this deen. Nothing that we have done for them. It is a miracle of this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that our children, that we have threw them into this fire of fitnahs and we left them out there and we open all the doors of fitnahs for them in our home. And later on, if they are coming towards the deen, they go to the masajid, they care about this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and practicing the deen, really it is only a miracle of this deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and a blessing of Allah. Nothing that we have done for them. In fact, we did the opposite. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam advised the Sahabi Uqba bin Amir radiyallahu anhu that stay home. وَلْيَسَعْكَ بَيْتُكَ. Have the habit of staying at home so that you stay away from the fitnahs. It is our responsibility towards ourselves, towards our deen, to make sure that we always stay away from fitnah and places of fitnah. This is our responsibility. This is what the hadith is teaching us. That our responsibility to stay away from fitnah and places of fitnah. And the best thing, of course, if we can spend time in the company of sulaha, company of virtuous people. And if not, at least just stay by ourselves, rather than going to the places of fitnah. And we know it. As soon as we walk out, you are in a mall especially, how many sins we may just be committing, as we are just, every step we are committing some sins. Places of fitnah, for a mu'min who realizes what iman is and what sins are, and recognizes the sin, we realize that this every look is haram, all that I'm hearing is haram, and then all of a sudden as I'm walking, the love of this dunya, the way it's getting into my heart, and every story is pulling me towards itself, and at least I like to see what's happening over there, and gradually the person starts getting into these fitnahs step by step. And the third thing Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam advised Uqba bin Amir radiyallahu anhu was, وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِيئَتِكَ, and cry for the sins that you have committed. This is also a great gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if a person can sometimes sit and cry for the sins that he has committed. Beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness for everything he has done in the past. And when he's thinking of all of his wrongdoings, he sees tears falling off his eyes. This is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِيئَتِكَ. Cry for every sin that you have committed in the past. When a person would cry for the sins of the past, Allah will protect him from them in the future also, inshallah. But when we don't cry on our past, and we take it as something, it was normal life for me, and we excuse ourselves as we were the people to judge on behalf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that okay, if you can excuse yourself, then you are doing okay. No, we are not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give us this power that we or did not make us in charge of judging others or just judging ourselves in this dunya. Yes, we judge ourselves in this dunya only to make sure that we are making it okay, inshallah, for akhirah. And if there is something wrong, we make up for it. But when we start excusing ourselves for our wrongdoings, I did it, but it was because of that situation, and I did that because of this situation. No, as we remember these things, we should cry for whatever we have done. We should beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. We should beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us against the evils of these sins. Because every sin comes with some evils with it. Something that we need to remember. These sins is not just a sin. And many times we feel that I committed a sin and I got the enjoyment of it. I enjoyed it. No, the sin, every sin the person have committed comes with some evils with it. And then this evil stays with us. Unless a person purifies himself and works on purifying his heart and his soul and his amal, the effect of the sin will stay with us. A person who was eating haram and he thought, I'm enjoying it. After enjoying the meal, I will say astaghfirullah. The effect of this haram will stay. It's in your body now. This haram food is in your body. Just imagine, just any of us, as we would think, pork being part of our body in the stomach. Wal-'iyāzu billah. Just as that is haram, there are other muharramat also that normally people won't care about. Let me just go and eat from this restaurant. What can we do? These people, they just keep on giving the fatwa and they're making everything haram. Let me just go ahead and eat it. And then we'll ask Allah's forgiveness.